Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at this 2024 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. This model is an SE version, and it's pretty nice. I really like the fact that it's a hybrid and that it's a small, compact hybrid SUV. This is in my wheelhouse. I love this vehicle. But before we get started, I would like to say a huge thank you to Modern Toyota of Asheboro for the opportunity to film this hybrid Corolla Cross. I'll be sure to leave all of their contact information, including their website, in the description box below. The first thing that stands out to me is the fact that this thing is nice and small, but it still has the look of an SUV. It has the look of a really cool, stylish, angular SUV. It almost looks like there are arrows pointing. You see this thing right here, and then this thing right here over the wheel arch in the back. It almost looks like the Corolla Cross is saying, hey, here are your doors. Anyways, this one's all-wheel drive also, and I really like the fact that this one is SE because it has the black badging, it has the upgraded cool-looking wheels, it has the black roof, SE hybrid badging here on the back with Corolla Cross on the back and that black Toyota badge as well. As I said, this thing is in my wheelhouse. The reason is because I like small cars and I like hybrids, and this just checks every box in my opinion. Now, it's not very luxurious. It doesn't have all that many features as far as like cool creature comforts like heated seats or ventilated seats or even leather or anything like that, or like a fake leather. These are all cloth, but some people actually prefer a cloth seat over a leather feeling seat anyways. This does have all of your Toyota safety sense features, and it's just got a great look. And I like the fact that this one in particular is all-wheel drive. Let's take a look at those wheels. This is definitely an upgrade on the wheel situation. It is a 5-spoke, cool-looking pattern, and this one is running on Continental 215 65 R17 wheels. It has disc brakes up front and disc brakes in the back. But you know, I'm a big wheel person, and I think if you're going to be driving around kind of in a budget vehicle, and I hate to call this a budget vehicle, but just simply by the fact that it's like the lowest on the totem pole, or the beginning, or the entry level, let's say that, the entry level SUV, it needs really good wheels, and that's what this one has. On the front, it's got that nice, really aggressive looking grille. I really like that. And I wish it had fog lights. Come on, Toyota, put fog lights on SE models. I don't know why Toyota's always done that. They leave fog lights off of SE models, and that just leaves it looking like it's hasn't arrived, or you guys forgot about it, or you just don't care about it. Then here's your front Toyota emblem, and that's gonna have your radar cruise control stuff all up in it. Black trim on your rear view mirrors. That's really cool. Let's take a look at the rear cargo area. Of course, you do have a rear backup camera, but no power rear door in this thing. You don't really need a power rear door because that rear hatch is so light. It's almost like a trunk. And I love how the entry height in this thing is extremely low. It's essentially the same entry level as just a regular trunk of a regular car. Take a look at this little Easter egg. Look at that. You remember I was telling you about the little things that point like that on the side panel there? Well, that's pretty cool. You've got a little Toyota Corolla Cross body shape right there. Really good storage area, all-weather mat. I like that. Tonneau cover here, and that gives you the ability to conceal everything that's going to be in the rear of your Corolla Cross. Nice and wide, so you can fit a multitude of items there. You can see that the rear seat is a 40-60 split. So when you want to fold that down completely, you're going to have a tremendous amount of storage capacity. Look at that beefy beefy angle there. You know, kind of makes it look a little bit muscular. I really like that. Now let's take a look at the back seat. Really just a regular standard back seat. It's nice, but like I said, it's got cloth interior. Everything is just very extremely functional in this Corolla Cross Hybrid. Seating for 3, you have your child safety seat tethers here. You can see that they put a little stripe here to gussy up the look of the cloth interior there. Then you have a little thing here on the shoulder of the rear seat, and that allows you to fold it down, and that will fold flat. So that's nice, easy to do, forward and back. And that's gonna be kind of your rear seat. I do like the fact that they put a rear air vent right here. That's nice. And you also have power points there where you can charge your accessories or where you can charge your Apple devices. You do have blind spot monitor. You can see that icon right there. And then you have LED integrated turn signals into your rear view mirrors. And these rear view mirrors are also heated. That's super nice. Taking a look at the layout of the front cabin, there's your switches for your mirrors, your lock and your power windows. And then here is the driver's seat perspective of the Corolla Cross. Little small screen, that's okay. And that's gonna be your front seat. The front seat is actually really comfortable. I really like the front seat. And I gotta tell you a little secret about this front seat. Well, the front seats overall, they're more comfortable than the front seats of a RAV4. How is that? I don't know, but it's nice. Now let's take a look at the powertrain. Here's the feisty little engine under the hood of the Corolla Cross Hybrid. And I really love the setup that Toyota has put in this thing. It is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine with a continuous variable transmission. It produces 196 horsepower. It'll go 0 to 60 in a blistering 9.6 seconds. Holy free holace. I'm just kidding, that's actually not that fast, but it's extremely fuel efficient. And I love the fact that this thing actually has about only 10 less horsepower than a regular gas-powered, the regular internal combustion engine RAV4. That's pretty slick, Toyota. That's kind of it as far as the engine is concerned. You'll really not have to lift this hood very much unless you're putting windshield washer fluid in it, because the only people that are going to be under here are Toyota technicians when they're changing the oil. And that's just about it, because these things are crazy, stupid, reliable. That's why I drive one myself. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, and right here in the center of the dash, over here on the left side is going to be a multi-directional keypad with OK in the middle of it, a back arrow, a phone, and then controls for your volume and your voice commands on the left bottom of the steering wheel. On the right of the steering wheel is going to be dynamic radar cruise control, and then you have here the lane mitigation system. And then right here on the right side is your cruise control overall, how to work it, resume, set, mode, and then how to adjust the distance of your adaptive cruise control is right there. Then on the right side is going to be mode, that's for audio, and then skip track right there on the left and the right, or back and forward for skip track. So over on the left again, whenever you press up and down on this, you can go left and right as well. Let's take an in-depth look at that, and I'm going to zoom in on this little screen right here, but I'm going to be controlling it with this up, down, left, and right arrow, and also the back arrow. Okay, so up, down, left, and right. So I just press right, and you can see these icons up here. When I press right, icons pop up. So that first one is going to be driving, so you can see that there is a digital speedometer, and then distance to empty, 232 miles, and I have right at half a tank. That's pretty impressive. I'm pressing right again, adaptive cruise mode, and now I can go up and down. So that is your compass, and then when I push it up, that is the adaptive cruise mode. So pressing on the right side of the steering wheel, now I can adjust the distance that it's going to maintain between me and the vehicle in front of me when adaptive cruise control is active. Now pressing on the left side of the steering wheel again, there's audio, and then there's my trip information, distance, total time the engine's running, energy monitor. That's pretty cool. So it's showing me a real-time monitor. Right now the engine is running and it is keeping us cool and all those functions, and it's about to go off. See, the engine just went off because I have enough battery power to run everything without the engine running. So right now the air is still cool, all of my systems are operating, but now there is no engine, no emissions. Pressing down again, there's tire pressure monitor system, there's all-wheel drive system that shows you power going to the wheels in all-wheel drive, back to trip distance. Pressing right again, and right here, this is all driving safety features. So this is really, really nice because up top is lane departure, and so I can see how that is on or off. BSM is blind spot monitor, pre-collision system, and then I have PDA, RCTA, which is rear cross traffic alert, and SEA, that is a feature that will alert you if your door is open in traffic and somebody's coming. It'll say, hey, close your door. That is sign recognition, street sign recognition, vehicle settings, and settings regular. So we're going to go into vehicle settings, press and hold, and now I can get down, into several screens, and that is all really nice. So I can make changes to all of these different settings, or I can go and turn these safety features on or off, and I recommend leaving them on. PCS is pre-collision system. We do want that on, and we can see that that is on right now. So that's great. So I'm going to go right now, and there are no messages. And so that is your little multi-information display. I think of the screens in this screen that have the most information available is right there. And I recommend going through that and kind of deciding what you want on or off. But I would recommend leaving all of those safety features on so that you're safe. Now here's your touch screen here on the Corolla Cross Hybrid. You can see that there is a volume button right here. This is just an introduction, just a welcome. So now over here on the left side, you can see that it's Experience Drive Connect. I can say get started, but then I have to create an account and everything. We're not going to do that right now, so we're just going to start with music. Right here on the screen, you can see that it says favorites on the right side, and you can see that I can actually scroll up and down with that. But right now, favorites, all the favorites are all satellite radio stations. You can actually combine favorites. And what I mean by that is you can do satellite, AM, FM, so you can have all of those combined right there on one screen. I can go tune, and this is nice because I can tune just like that, tune to that station, and then boom, right there. That's a station that I like to listen to. And then I can see right here, you have all kinds of different suggestions right here that are based on, I think that's actually based on what I tuned in FM here. Then this is making suggestions. That's pretty cool. And so I can go back to radio. Then there's FM radio, AM radio, and XM radio. And you can see here, recommended for you. There you go. All of the different things as far as satellite radio is concerned. Then there's categories, all kinds of different categories. Then there's phone. It says connect a device. This is really easy to operate if you want to connect your Bluetooth device. There's vehicle, trip information, and this shows you trip information based on time in 5-minute segments, and then miles per gallon here. And then I can go, or I can actually clear that data. Yes, I want to clear that data. And you can see that the touch screen is really efficient, and I see 0 fingerprints on it. That's really nice. Then I can go settings, and this is where it's going to take a little bit of time, but I really recommend using this. I'm going to go display screen, turn that brightness up. Now it's not flashing all that for you. So isn't that nice? So now I just adjusted the screen, so now it's not flashing anymore. Then there's camera and how you can adjust the brightness and the contrast of the screen right there. So back to settings. This is where you're going to make changes based on how you want your Corolla Cross to operate. So I would really recommend spending some time in all of these settings, like auto sound levelizer, I like that on medium because it's going to adjust the volume of the stereo based on ambient wind noise. So when you're riding with the windows down, it's going to turn the volume up for you. Isn't that nice? And then sound tuning, just all kinds of different cool stuff. So go into here when you get one of these new and actually spend some time messing around and looking at all of the different settings that you have available to you. Here's another one, screen beep. I like to turn the screen beep off, and I'm going to turn that screen sensitivity up to the highest so that it is most efficient. Whenever I'm touching it, it can sense my touching it, and then screen beep is no more. Isn't that nice? So that's all in settings. Now taking a look here at your climate system, this is pretty basic, but it does have auto temperature set. So I can actually set the temperature and it's gonna make it work just like the central air in my house. So right now it's hot outside. So if I turn it way down to make it cool, it's gonna really ramp up that fan speed. So I'm gonna deactivate auto and I'm gonna turn it down and then turn the fan speed down. Now it's nice and cold, but it's not blowing super hard. Here are all of your other climate control settings: front defrost, rear defrost, fan direction, eco heat and cool. That's nice. It blows out less hard, so it saves fuel energy. And then recirculate and all those buttons. That's all really, really nice. Now here is your center console. You may be able to see a little light that is on right there. That is for your Qi wireless charging. So you can just throw your cell phone right there and it will charge it wirelessly. Here is your shifter. There's a button on the front side of this shifter and you can just shift it into drive. And at any speed, you can flip it over and change gears manually. Isn't that nice? And then you can flip it back over to drive, back up into park. And then here is your parking brake. You can push that forward to deactivate the parking brake, pull it towards you to activate the parking brake, and then right here is brake hold. This will actually keep the vehicle still at a brake light or at a stoplight. When you come to a stoplight, if this feature is active, then it will keep you still, and then whenever the light turns green, you just press the gas and go. You don't actually have to keep your foot on the brake. The Corolla Cross is sporty feeling. It's very zippy. I think especially in the fact that this thing has a hybrid powertrain, and it just makes it feel that much more zippy. You can hear the engine obviously, and it's got that continuous variable transmission. But right now I'm up to 50 and I was going up a hill. I'm in sport mode and it's very zippy, capable feeling. It actually feels sticky on the road. I'm on a beautiful curvy road right now, and I feel like I'm behind the wheel of a sedan, which essentially I am, but I have SUV capability as well, small SUV capability, but I do have a rear open cargo area and all-wheel drive. That kind of is the definition of an SUV, and I really like it. It feels like a car, but it lives like an SUV, and there ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Again, I'm in sport mode and I have three different drive modes. I have sport, I have normal, and I have eco. I just switched it to eco. Holy cow. So in eco mode, you really have to push the accelerator down further in order to feel the kick. And it feels like it's struggling a little bit more, but that's actually by design. It's not really struggling. This is the way it's supposed to feel when I'm in eco mode. There is more focus on the battery. Whenever I push the accelerator down, it actually takes a little bit longer for the engine to engage. That's because it's in eco mode and it uses more of the traction battery. This feels great. Goodness. And again, I mentioned before that the seat is extremely comfortable. I think it's more comfortable than the RAV4 seat, and that may, believe it or not, have something to do with the fact that this has cloth interior. I don't know why, but it just feels more fluffy and it just feels better on my bottom. That's all I can say about that. But it just feels like I'm behind the wheel of a small sedan, but I feel like I have more room than I do in a sedan. I'm gonna go back into sport mode because that's what I really like. And you have an entire suite of safety features like I showed you in the tutorial on the dash. Radar cruise control, all of those features that are extremely nice. Lane mitigation, and it has something called all-speed dynamic radar cruise, which allows you to use your dynamic cruise control all the way down to 0, which is really nice. If you don't like that engine sound, that could be a thing for you, because I think that since this is the entry-level vehicle, there's less sound dampening materials in the vehicle, so you do get a little bit more road noise, you do get more engine noise, and the fact that it has the continuous variable transmission, those do still tend to sound like they're struggling, that they're working harder. They're really not. They're just not changing gears, so you don't have that interruption, that break in the increase or the acceleration of the engine. But it feels totally capable. Again, it's got 196 horsepower. That's plenty of get up for a vehicle of this size. And I'm actually going faster. I look down and I'm going 70, and it's nice. The interior is pretty Spartan. It's pretty basic as far as the layout is concerned. Now, this being the SE model, that may have something to do with it as well. But overall, I honestly and truly could see this being my next vehicle, because it's like Toyota took a Prius or obviously a hybrid Corolla, a small hybrid vehicle, and just stretched it out, stretched it up, and made it into an SUV. And I love that aspect of it. I think this is going to be a successful vehicle for Toyota. Already the RAV4 is the #1 SUV in the country. This one I could see being, you know, somebody getting new into the Toyota family lineup and getting into this, and then just continuing, you know, RAV4, and then continuing as they grow to the Highlander or what have you. Toyota has so many offerings, and I am so excited to see this little thing in the lineup, just from a budget standpoint, but also from a standpoint of people that don't need a ton of room and you want efficiency and safety and reliability. This is money. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for our driving portion. Thank you so much for watching.